Hello everyone, my name is Serafi and I'm happy to meet you all. And we have a new selection pack for Master Duel that just got announced and I am so excited for this one, the Ultimate Sparkle. Finally, we are getting the new Blue Eyes support that I talked about in a video when it first got released in the TCG, along with the new XYZ support that I covered in a different video in the TCG. I'll link both those videos in the description below. So if you're interested in the new Blue Eyes cards or in the new XYZ cards, I've covered all of them already. But let's go over what we are coming and what this means for the game and for Master Duel as a whole. So the Ultimate Sparkle, we have Tachyon, Spirit Dragon, Blue Eyes, XYZ, and it looks like Animation Chronicle cards. Pretty cool. Divine Golden Shadow Dragon Dragluxion. Rank 8 Light Dragon Monster, requires 2 level 8 monsters, 2,500 attack points, 3,000 defense points. If this card is special summoned from the extra deck, you can add 1 Galaxy or Tachyon card from your deck to your hand. That means you can actually search Tachyon Transmigration. Tachyon Transmigration, of course, is a counter trap card which can be activated from the hand if you control a Tachyon monster, and then if you control a Galaxy Eyes monster, it allows you to negate all of the opponent's cards that are currently on the stack. So every other card before this card in the chain that is owned by your opponent is negated, and then all of them are shuffled back into the deck instead of going to the graveyard. Absolutely crazy card. It's very good for forcing your opponents to just lose everything. If you can bait and negate, if your opponent does something and then you respond to that with some sort of activated effect, your opponent activates a negate to stop that, then you can activate your counter trap card. Your opponent can't respond to it because it's a counter trap card. They can only respond to counter traps with counter traps. And you will not only negate the first effect, you will negate the negate, and you will shuffle both those cards back into the deck, and then whatever you were going to do, like maybe you were going to pop a card or maybe discard a card from your opponent's hand, will still go off. So Tachyon Transmigration is a very deadly card, and being able to search it is huge for Galaxy Eyes. You can attach 2 materials from this card, special summon 1 rank 8 Dragon Xyz monster with 3,000 attack points from your extra deck by using this card you control as a material. Then you can attach 1 Galaxy monster from your extra deck to it as an additional material. This is treated as an Xyz summon. Interesting. So, a rank 8 Dragon monster with 3,000 attack points. That's going to be Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon. That could potentially be number 38 Dragon Titanic Galaxy. It could be number 40, is Dragolubuon a number monster? I'm pretty sure it is. Number 40 Dragolubuon, a few others. But basically, you're just going to get a free Galaxy monster, and then you can also get a free Galaxy extra deck monster as material, which could potentially set up your graveyard. Very, very cool. I like this card a lot. For Blue Eyes, we have Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. This is a level 12 Dragon Synchro monster, light, with 3,500 attack points and 4,000 defense points. It requires 2 tuners, plus 1 non-tuner Blue Eyes monster. You can only use the second and third effects of this card's name once per turn. Your opponent cannot banish cards from your graveyard. Amazing. One of the biggest problems that Blue Eyes has had in the recent TCG is the presence of Bestial monsters. Bestial monsters are very dangerous cards that have become really prevalent as a way to counter Branded and potentially Fiendsmith. Well, Blue Eyes is not that powerful. So Blue Eyes does not need to be hard countered by Bestials just because Bestials are trying to prey on Fiendsmith. So having a floodgate that stops all of your opponent's Bestials as long as it's on the field is very useful to you. When a card or effect is activated on the field as a quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, this card gains 1,000 attack points until the end of the turn. Okay, so it's a negate. It will negate a spell, trap, or monster effect, but only that's activated on the field. It does not stop hand traps, it does not stop grave effects, and it also doesn't destroy the card, but it does give your Spirit Dragon 1,000 attack points. And then if this card is destroyed by a battle or a card effect, you can just special summon 1 light dragon monster from your graveyard, except Blue Eyes Spirit Ultimate Dragon. Okay, now, I know what you are thinking. So Rafi, this is stupid. How on earth is Blue Eyes going to summon a level 12 with 2 tuner monsters? That's ridiculous. That's a good point. You don't. So you can. There's a new tuner monster called Kaiser something. Kaiser... Hold on. Neo Kaiser Seahorse, which is a level 4 dragon tuner monster. It can special summon itself if you control Blue Eyes White Dragon. Then you can target a light tuner monster you control and decrease its level by 1. So you make Kaiser Seahorse level 3, and then you use your Maiden, and you can synchro those two with Blue Eyes to make this card if you want to. But you don't do that. Instead, this card just gets special summoned because it doesn't have to be synchro summoned. It gets special summoned off of your just regular Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. You guys remember this card? It's super old. Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, level 9, Dragon Tuner Monster, or Dragon Synchro Monster, requires 1 tuner, 1 or more non-tuner Blue Eyes monsters. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can tribute the Synchro Summon card, special summon 1 Light Dragon Synchro Monster from your extra deck in defense position, except Spirit Dragon, but destroy it during the end phase. So, you tribute this card during your opponent's turn, special summon your Ultimate Spirit Dragon for free. You get the Floodgate effect, you get to the ability to negate, and then during the end phase, it will be destroyed by the effect of Spirit Dragon, and Ultimate Spirit Dragon will then target your Spirit Dragon in the graveyard and special summon it to your field. Then during your turn, you tribute it again to summon another Spirit Dragon from your deck. So literally, you just have to make a level 9, and then you get the level 12 twice in a row. It's really, really good. So this card is just tuning, tagging in and out with your Spirit Dragon, which is just a fantastic option. Okay. XYZ Hyper Dragon Cannon. This is a level 8 fusion machine monster with 3,000 attack points, 2,800 defense points. It requires X Cross Cannon, Y Dragon Yearhead, and Z Zillion Tank, which are retrains of the old Union monsters. Must first be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above cards from your field and or your graveyard, and then once per opponent's turn, as a quick effect, you can discard 1 card, then target 1 card your opponent controls, and destroy it. So it's basically just the old version of XYZ Dragon Cannon, but you could banish cards from your graveyard to make it instead of cards from your field, and you can also do the quick effect on your opponent's turn. You can banish this card from your field or your graveyard and reveal 1 level 8 Light Machine Fusion monster in your next deck, special summon up to 3 materials whose names are mentioned on that monster from your graveyard and or banishment. Okay, so if your XYZ Hyper Dragon Cannon is either linked off or if it is destroyed, then you can banish it from your graveyard during your turn. Reveal your XYZ Dragon Cannon, the original. Then you can special summon up to 3 monsters that are mentioned on that from your graveyard or your banishment. So you reveal your XYZ Dragon Cannon, then you summon X Head Cannon, Y Dragon Head, and Z Metal Tank from your graveyard, which the deck is very good at dumping those cards. And then once you've done that, you activate the effect of Union Activation. Union Activation. This is one of the new support cards for this deck. It lets you send a light machine monster from your deck to your hand, then add a light machine monster with the same attack but a different name from your deck to your hand. So you can mill like X Head Cannon to draw X Cross Head if you want. That's the point of it. But if you special summon 3 light machine monsters at the same time while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, add 1 monster with 3,000 or more attack from your deck to your hand, then immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon it. You can only use each effect of Union Activation once per turn. Okay. So, the requirement that you normal summon it is mandatory. That means that this card will allow you to, once you've used your XYZ Hyper Dragon Cannon's effect you banish it from the graveyard, reveal your XYZ Dragon Cannon, summon X Head Cannon, Y Dragon Head, Z Metal Tank. You can then banish this. You will have to draw a monster that can be normal summoned with 3,000 or more attack points. That could be Blue Eyes. It could be I don't know, Beast King Barbaros. It could be, I don't know, whatever high attack monster you like to enjoy. But what I think is the point of it is it draws you Obelisk the Tormentor. And then you have 3 monsters on the field, you can immediately tribute all of them to normal summon Obelisk the Tormentor. Obelisk the Tormentor's normal summon cannot be negated, your opponent cannot respond to it when it's normal summon, and then you can just pop off with your Soul Energy Max and some other cards and win the game. So XYZ Hyper Dragon Cannon is going to make Obelisk the Tormentor a very powerful deck in Master Duel in the same way that Numeron made Ra a very powerful deck. I'm looking forward to this. I think this will be very, very strong. And since I'm already going to go into this pack for Blue Eyes anyway, I'm absolutely going to build this deck. You will see Egyptian Gods on my channel. Thank you very much. Lastly, we have 7th Tachyon. Reveal one number XYZ monster in your extra deck that has a number between number 101 and number 107 in the name. Add one monster with the same type and or attribute as the revealed monster and a level equal to its rank from your deck to your hand. Then place one card from your hand on top of your deck. For the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except XYZ monsters. You can only activate one 7th Tachyon per turn. Okay. So, you can activate 7th Tachyon, you reveal your number 107, then you add a light dragon monster that's level 8 from your deck to your hand, which is really strong, and then you have to place a card from your hand on top of your deck, which will usually be, if you can manage it, your rank up magic, your rank up magic, the 7th one, because rank up magic, the 7th one, can only be activated if you draw it. So, 7th Tachyon, placing rank up magic, the 7th one on top of your deck so that you can immediately make chaos number 107 on the top, like at the start of your next turn, is insane. So I really like this idea. This card is very good. It's been limited to 2 in the OCG. It sees a lot of play in Ryzeal, I believe. So we'll enjoy this quite a bit. And then lastly, we have the Duke of Demise, which is a fusion of a 2 fiend and or zombie monsters, 2,000 attack points, 700 defense points. Once per turn during your standby phase, pay 500 life points or destroy this card. It cannot be destroyed by battle. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. During your main phase, you can immediately, after this effect resolves, normal summon one monster. So the Duke of Demise is a fusion of any 2 fiend and or zombie monsters, and it gives you an extra normal summon every single turn. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a fiend, it could be a zombie, it could be a magnet warrior, it could be a Ra. It's literally anything. So if you can fusion summon this card, you will just get free normal summons for the rest of the game. It's a really interesting idea. I don't think it's worth a UR slot. It's not really that good of a card because there's just not a deck that really makes it very easily. But it's a cool card. I do think that people will try to make funny plays out of it. I just think it could be a rare. You can banish this card from your graveyard and then target one level 4 or higher fiend or zombie monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Again, pretty decent effect, but just not all that applicable to most decks. Anyway, there you go. That is the list for Ultimate Sparkle. I'm looking forward to the deck, and you will see multiple deck profiles out of this. I will build Tachyon, I will build Blue Eyes, and I will build XYZ Gods. So, my name is Serafi, and I was thrilled to have all of you with me.